This is ARC-170, and it's been 15 years since our last one. And does that 15 years warrant a better ARC-170, and did LEGO deliver on this? In the short answer, no, they did not. The downsizing really does affect this, and I'm going to dive into this ship just a little bit further, just the finer details of what this does. Now, this does do a lot of things right, also does a lot of things wrong, and I feel like the sizing of it really does impact this. Now, it is set 75402 for ages 9 and up, coming with 4 minifigures technically, with 497 pieces. Now I figure 3 extra pieces to make it an even 500 wouldn't have saved this set, but at least 2 of those 3 were necessary, maybe a third one even. So I feel like price point, what you get right off the bat, it's not worth buying it on a day one. Now it's been out for a month now, and I don't really feel like this was worth me spending the full price, and waiting on a sale would have been better. With that being said, though, it's not a bad set, and I think it's not egregiously overpriced like Ahsoka's Interceptor. I think it is pretty close to fair. I know I just said it would be worth waiting for a sale. I would still stand by that. I think $10 less, and this is a no-brainer set to buy. Or 50 to 100 more pieces, and it's a no-brainer set. 50 to 100 more pieces at that $70 with the same amount of minifigures, no-brainer set. Now, there's some decisions that LEGO made on this set that I don't agree with, and we're going to get into those in just a second. Now, if you don't know what this ship is, looks like an X-Wing with extra wings, just a little weird. It's kind of like that. I don't know the full history of it. But with that said, yes, the ship appeared in the opening of Revenge of the Sith and various Clone Wars episodes. This is the ARC-170, as I said in the beginning.
Oddball, do you copy?
Copy, Red Leader.
Mark my position. Form your squad up behind me.
We're on your tail, General Kenobi. Set his foils in attack position.
Beginning. This was the clone version, basically, of the X-Wing, becoming a combination between the ARC-170 in lore, ARC-170, and the Z95. Now, I was able to build this on my weekly live stream while talking to Coolhan on my first reinvention of my live streams with a little bit more structure, and I've been doing more guests on as well. At this point, the charity stream is over, but they'll have the donation link in my bio if you still want to donate. As I said, this does a lot wrong, but also, I feel like I don't hate on the compact size. I don't feel like that sizing down was necessarily a bad thing. Now, I'm not always in that opinion on most sets, and I do think that making sets big and girthy again is not a bad thing. And, well, there's some controversy, very little about this. I feel like after having some time with this, built it 2 weeks ago, I've been working on trying to get this review out. Here we are. Starting right from the front, you get the engines, and right away, I feel like just the engine should have been a little bit bigger. Now, I love they did with the smoothness, using these smooth pieces versus the old ways of using those old tire pieces. And not that I hated that design, but I feel like that these smooth pieces are a better look, giving it a much smoother look. The red, it's supposed to fit over this. If you use the reference material, it doesn't quite line up, and I feel like even at this size, those engine pieces should have been a bit bigger. Now, controversial, the nose is gray versus green of previous iterations. Now, I've been scrubbing through Revenge of the Sith, and it does look gray to me in the daylight shot, so I'm thinking gray was maybe the right choice here. Now, of course, with the minifigure choice here, I feel like what they put in here is a great choice. Now, neither one of the 2 named pilots would appear in the same ARC-170 in Revenge of the Sith, but I feel like including both of them are here. Captain Jag shot down Plo Koon for an Order 66, and Oddball assisted Obi-Wan and Anakin in the opening shot of Revenge of the Sith. He also was a pilot that fought and bombed and did a lot of things, so really good. But starting right off, as I talked about the engines, the nose and body, it's very angled, very tapered. The body is done very well, and it's not something I hate. I think the body does feel like a good size. I do wish it was a little bit wider, which then you have to make it a little bit longer, because I feel like the astromech should fit sideways and not narrow hot dog. narrow ways, and really using its body as headrest, and just to add, so you can add that extra bit of detail. But overall I don't hate it. I do love the Technic design on the inside. It's very little, very minimal, just enough to create that function to open up the wings. And we'll discuss that and show that off just a little bit more, but I have to mention it. On the sides, in Universe, this is an exposed section, and using the gear system there as that exposed section works really well. It's not too gabby, it fits really nicely. Now maybe adding a smaller gear between the open Technic there and there would have been nice. Now there's some lime green on the inside that you can't see super well unless you turn this upside down. I feel like the grays, whites, and reds all blend really nicely. Now most of the stickers aren't terribly bad, but some of them I love that they did white on white. I think that works instead of the white stickers. Generally LEGO does decently well. Now the printed piece didn't quite print the right color red. It's a little too dark. It's a dark red and not a reddish dark red, and doesn't quite match the LEGO pieces that are being used. So that right there is an instance where printed pieces didn't quite save the day here. Or LEGO maybe is trying to prove a point that as we keep on complaining about stickers. And speaking of stickers, the windscreens did not come out well at all. They are supposed to be very bright, vibrant white as they appear on the box, and that is just not the case here. They are very dulled, and the translucent stickers just you would think would work really well on these clear windscreen pieces, but didn't really do the job, and are out of the 3 sets the worst stickers on the ARC-170 that I've seen. The white stickers that are on the wings and the body don't look that bad. Were okay to place, and I didn't hate. Now the 4 minifigures are the 3 clones and the Astromech R4P44, and the first 2 cockpits, the front and middle, get printed on control panels, although the middle one looks like it's reused from City, but kind of works. Now I do miss the classic one from the 2005 with that droid Starfighter piece on it. And I don't know why they didn't do all cockpits as a partial or non-studded piece. And then as well, there's some nice gapping on this front panel, but I feel like an extra little piece to cover that up, like a couple wedge pieces, they wouldn't have been bad either. You have placed in between the middle 2 cockpits for the Astromech, and the rear has absolutely no sticker for that rear gunner, but you can place a minifigure there. Go to the rear, and there is the 2 guns. Now I love that they're on a ball turret. The gun should have been stuck a little farther out and should be just a little bit bigger. I don't hate their design, but it should have been just a little bit better. The nice engine with the purple hue glow to it, I think that was a very good design, and the purple is an accurate color. Now the downsizing really doesn't affect the body as much as it does the wings. The wings feel smaller now, especially in the mid wings. When you open them, they just feel dinky and small, and so you'd have to extend the middle wing to be able to extend the smaller wings, and I feel like that could have been done with it. Slightly oversized wings wouldn't have been terrible, and really would have been a good design choice, because the middle wings don't open far enough. There's definitely they're too light, or something is going on there that I'm not quite sure about. And now the guns, the main guns there, I don't get the brown choice. I really don't get the brown. Like, this is not supposed to be an older ship, so like, if it's supposed to be rust or dirt, like, I don't know. It definitely should be black, and I don't know why they chose to do brown. I really don't get that decision. And the secondary gun on those main guns has been taken away for a spring-loaded shooter. And if after 10 years of the spring-loaded shooter you don't know how this works, I don't know. Well, maybe you're just getting the space. We'll give you a break there. But it works pretty much so. You just press down and there. Now don't shoot yourself in the face. I have glasses, so that helps. You shoot your eye out, kid. But overall, this isn't a bad set. As much as I don't love the price for what you get, I feel like that there's certain things that could have been engines and wings should have been sized up a little bit, and a little bit of a wider design on the body wouldn't have hurt either. Now, that being said, I don't hate this. I really don't. I think it's a decent ship. The downsizing doesn't bother me. When you're collecting and you get more smaller ships, they're easier to store on a shelf. But I also like playability. This does swoosh really nicely. It's really easy to open up the wings with just this little simple Technic piece. You push it, it's a one way, so you push it one way to open, the other way to close. It's very similar in ease of use like the sequel X-Wings. One turn and they're open. This is just one push and the wings are open. I love that. It works really well. And one of the things that I also don't love is the shape of the body. It's very square and like should have used some extra sloping here. This left this open area with open studs for no real good reason. And it's not, there's no extra structural support. Like I was saying, 3 extra pieces, 3 extra 1 by whatever studded pieces to add that extra support here. At least even if it was 2, would have made a bunch of difference. And then I would have personally added a bunch of slow pieces that connect, some short studded slow pieces that connected the upper body to the lower body and really made that just a little bit better. But as far as the ship goes, not too bad. Now we are going to show off how you put the minifigures in, but we got to talk about them first. You get 4 minifigures: Captain Jag, Oddball, a regular clone pilot with no name, and then R4P44. RP44 being the worst of the minifigures, by no means is he bad. Oh, the droid, nice. I like the dark green, the green droid look to it. It's a very nice body. Unfortunately, because it's not R2, there's absolutely no back printing. All 3 pilots look the same. Realistically, they're not bad by any means. The difference are in their helmet. Captain Jag is the blue helmet with the little Jag eyes. If you don't know what Jag eyes are, look at Captain Rex. And they are very similar. It's a very different design, but very similar design of the Jag eyes. I love these open-faced Phase 2 helmets. They look very, very good. And Lego knocked them out of the park, and they're very similar to the 2010, 15 years ago, clone pilot, which I should have somewhere. Got them in a couple advent calendars. But anyway, could have used some dual molded legs, but not a make or break. For $70, I'm not hurt by them not being included. I think the prints do very, very good job of resembling what these clone bodies are supposed to be. The prints are very good. You got lots of details on the legs and torso that really just add to this clone pilot. Like I said, all 3 clone pilots have the same look. Here's Oddball, and the difference is just the helmet. He's got red and orange on his helmet. And I didn't talk about the faces, but all 3 faces are the same, just a one-sided face clone with goggles on it. So you can put their helmet on and they look fairly decent. And then the plain clone trooper looks exactly like the other 2. Again, being a difference, the helmet, just a little logo in yellow on the right side of his helmet and a black stripe up the mane. Still looks really good. I said I'd talk about how to put these guys in. Now, there's one thing. You can't put the middle 2 pilots into the cockpit before. Switch that. You're the gunner. Now, you can hold pistols in there, but there's nowhere to store them. There's no extra storage, so if you don't want them holding it because it wouldn't be accurate, there's nowhere to really store them in without just tossing them to the side. Put the pilots in first. You can't put the astromech in. It just doesn't work. So you got to take the 2 pilots out first, or put the astromech in first, because he does add that backrest for the middle 2 pilots. Put the gunner back in. And I could have put Jag in first, but and by all means, maybe because this comes with 2 pilots that shouldn't be in the same scene, we should be hating on this, but I don't really feel like that we should. I think just getting these 2 pilots named in a set is a miracle by itself. Now, overall, I'm going to give this set a 7.2 out of 10. I think it's a very good set. It's decent. It's a little above mid to mediocre, but not great. I think there's a lot of things that could have been improved, including being size of the wings, dimension that would have improved it. Adding just a couple extra pieces to it. The minifigures really carry this set, and they're very, very good. Let me know down below your thoughts on this ARC-170. And until next, don't forget to like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, join a fun little community here. And I got another video you're gonna want to check out right over here.